Hi everyone! Today we're diving into a super important topic that affects every business and organization, risk assessment. Risk assessment helps us identify potential risks before they become a major problem.
Now, we'll explore the scientists assess the risk potential, how substance, and how we can protect ourselves. But first, what is risk assessment?
Risk assessment where we identify hazard, analyze their potential impacts, and then decide how to manage those risks. It's essential for security, planning, preventing issues before they occur.
Scientists use the process risk assessment to understand potential health problems like toxins exposure. It involves several steps.
First, hazard identification. We first figure out if something could be harmful. This could involve studying people exposed in the past or conducting tests on animals. It's important to use ethical testing methods and explore alternatives whenever possible.
Second, dose response assessment. Here, we explore the relationship between the amount of a toxin and its effects. We might see effects like rashes or even tumors in lab animals exposed to high doses. These help us understand how much exposure it takes for a toxin to cause harm.
Next comes exposure assessment. We analyze how much and for how long people might be exposed to toxin. This can be tricky because toxin can be in water, air, or even in food. Imagine living near a factory that releases chemicals. Your exposure at risk will be higher than someone living far away. The good news, we can often control our exposure. For example, using air purifier or filtering water can reduce risks.
Finally, we have risk characterization. This step involves combining all the information to estimate the potential health risk from exposure to a specific toxin. It's important to acknowledge uncertainties in risk assessment, but this process helps us make informed decisions about managing potential toxins in our environment.
So how can you minimize your exposure to toxins? Here are some tips.
Follow safety instructions when handling chemicals. When using chemicals, always read and follow instructions on the label. Wear protective gear when necessary to avoid direct contact with the harmful substances. If you work in an environment with exposure to toxins, ensure to adhere to all safety protocols.
Choose healthy food options and avoid heavily processed foods. Opt for organic produce to reduce pesticides exposure. Limit your consumption on processed foods as they often contain harmful additives and preservatives. Thoroughly wash fruits and vegetables to remove contaminants.
Support regulations that limit the use of harmful chemicals. Stay informed about environmental regulations and policies related to toxin exposure. Participate in public comment to voice your concerns about harmful chemicals and support regulations that limit their uses.
Stay informed about environmental issues in your area. Be aware of environmental issues in your area, such as pollution from factories and contaminated water sources. Seek information from reputable organizations like the Environmental Protection Agency or health departments.
So, there you have it. Risk assessment is not complicated. It's all about preparation and making sure you're ready for anything that could go wrong. By understanding risk assessment, taking steps to limit exposure, we can all be more proactive about protecting ourselves from toxins.
Make sure to apply the steps in your project or workplace. You'll not only keep things safely but also make better decisions. See you next time. Stay safe. Bye!